We're on?
You're live.
We're on. Hi, folks. Welcome to the Church of the Sacred Circle. I'm Bill. I'll be your host. And working the electronics for us is the lovely Heron. And I'm very glad to have her along for this. If you have any questions, type them in. She'll read them to me. And we'll just go from there. Let me know how many watchers we have.
I don't know yet.
Nobody yet?
I don't know yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
In the meantime, while we get things sorted, would like everybody to be safe and sane and stay healthy. We are in unusual times, but I'm sure we will all get through it. And take a little bit of time every day. Strengthen your spiritual health. And the way to do that is strengthen your mental health by exercising it, strengthen your physical health by taking care of yourself. When you can, do a little bit of exercise, go for a walk, and take that time for your spirituality. Just practice that a little bit, strengthen that. Today, we're going to explore a little bit of Beltane. We'll do a meditation and a tree wish ceremony, and with that, we'll carry on once I figure out how many people are watching us.
Just me so far.
Oh, okay.
But I'm trying to share it to the group or to the event.
And I was wondering how my noise levels are going.
That I can't tell.
Okay.
I'm sure they're fine because we've got the good mic.
For anybody that's watching, please feel free to comment. Let us know. Can you hear me? I just want to make sure everything's working properly. Can you even see me?
Yeah,
That's another question. Okay. While we're waiting for somebody, this is a rare book.
It is.
The newer one is available, the newer version.
Oh, we have some posts, so yes, we have folks watching.
Oh, we do?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Can they hear me? Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Did you all hear my introduction?
Go ahead.
Okay. I'm going to assume that y'all heard the introduction. Okay, and we'll move right into our discussion on Beltane. The festival of Beltane was originally connected to the worship of the god Belenus. Belenus was a widely recognized deity, or Bel was a recognized deity associated with healing, and his worship dates go all the way back to prehistoric times. While Belenus is closely related to Apollo, the god of light, he was also associated with fountains, health, and a pastoral life. Now, it's kind of important to know that that Bel was not the god of light. Rather, he was the bringer of the one. He was known as the bright one. He had sun-like qualities, but he was not strictly speaking a sun god. This was because the Celts were not solar oriented, and so they would actually just say, "May the sun bless you," or something like that, instead of being, like he was more like the god of light and all these other things, and not strictly the sun god as Apollo was. And it seems that along with his being a fire of light, the god of light, he was also the god of fire. And fire seems to have played a very big role in Beltane ceremonies. The earliest festivals of Beltane is found in early medieval texts from Ireland written by Cormac. He was the Bishop of Cashel and a King of Munster. Text reports a festival held to May 1 to mark the beginning of summer, but I just thought it was interesting because not everybody always celebrated Beltane on May 1st. But this was more in the later times as opposed to the earlier time. I mean, the not celebrating on the 1st was earlier times and not the later times, beginning with Cormac. Describes the fire ritual performed at this time by the Druids. 2 fires were made and incantations were spoken. Cattle were forced to pass between 2 torrents of raging flames. That was sort of an original celebration of Beltane. Household fires also at this time were extinguished at Beltane, then relit from communal bonfires. Both cattle and people walked between the 2 raging bonfires, or alternatively walked a circle around the fire or jumped over the leaping flames as a magical act intended to ensure a good harvest. Beltane fires were believed to have held magical properties. Their flames, their glowing embers, their ashes, and their smoke were all believed capable of granting health and protection. A lot of people invited the smoke of the bonfires to blow over themselves and their cattle. This makes a lot of sense because, like a lot of the properties of ash, when you soak it in water, it would make lye, which would be used to make soap. And so you would have the cleansing properties, and you have other properties associated with the smoke. One of the interesting practices in the Scottish Highlands would involve cooking a special oatmeal cake at the site of a great Beltane fire. The cake was formed with 9 raised knobs on its surface, and the knobs were broken off one by one and tossed into the flames as they were offered up as a sacrifice, as an appeasement to both livestock and threats to livestock alike. So also, the fire wasn't the only element believed to be especially potent at Beltane. Water was thought to have supernatural powers. It is widely believed that Beltane morning dew was infused with magical powers capable of preserving youth, clearing skin ailments, enhancing beauty, and sexual attractiveness. Druids would collect the dew in hollowed out stones prior to the sunrise on May Day morning. Whoever was sprinkled with the sacred dew could expect health and happiness. Young women would often roll the dew on Beltane morning or simply anoint their faces with the heavenly dew. Another practice was that of the maypole. The maypole is formed from the tall tree that's been stripped of its branches, and it has the obvious phallic symbol. Originally decorated with flowers and greenery, the traditional maypole was representation of fertile energies and a focal point for springtime celebration. It was often placed at the center of town, and townsfolk often tried to steal the maypole of neighboring communities. There was a spirit of friendly competition as everyone vied for the unofficial honor of having the biggest maypole in the region. After the maypole was erected and decorated, dances were held around it in the belief of inviting growth, fertility, and other springtime blessings. There was a few different ways that Beltane is celebrated. For instance, some practice the celebration accurately as historically possible. They often time their Beltane celebrations by observing visible signs in nature, such as the local hawthorn trees beginning to flower. It can be interpreted as a signal that Beltane has arrived. Alternatively, it may be celebrated on first full moon following the blossoming of the hawthorns, or time to coincide with the date when the sun is at 15 degrees Taurus. Feasting and general merrymaking are also popular traditions, and traditional Celtic foods and beverages are sometimes prepared. Flowering branches might often be brought inside the home, and Rowan crosses are often hung on the wall as a mean of gaining magical protection. That's just an example of some of the different ways that Beltane was practiced. It's up to you how you want to do it, but this would today, like these are the times where we would go ahead and practice that. Now, what I like to do is to take you down a slightly different path here. We'll go ahead, go into our meditation, and go into our ribbon wish making, and then we'll have an invocation after that and go on from there. For our meditation, I want you guys get comfortable. Take a breath, let it out, then breathe normally. Close your eyes, please. And then imagine yourself as if you're rooted to the ground. Feel your connection to the earth. Notice how the earth hugs you and has always been here to support you. Sense the wisdom of allowing yourself to surrender. Give over your impulse to control anything now and release to gravity. Look around in your imagination and try to see what surrendering looks like. Focus on your breathing and allow it to be natural and regular. And as you lie, see the small roots begin to release from your back and drop deep into the earth. With each breath, now let these roots penetrate deeper and deeper into the earth's surface. On each exhale, feel the roots releasing from your back body slowly, making their way through the crust of the earth. Surrender your roots to Earth's intelligence. Take your time to experience the penetrating depth of your roots. As you do this, ponder this. What comes to your mind when you think of your own roots? How does it feel? And can you sense grounding and stability? And in your mind's eye, look above you and imagine you can see a canopy of leaves protecting you. Allow the mind to focus on the leaves, the shapes, the colors, the textures, and the surrender of your mind too. Imagine that your breath serves to feed the roots, your body, the trunk of the tree, your mind, the branches and the leaves. Metaphors for the thoughts that exist from within. And now fully surrender to Earth's intelligence and just rest here for a few moments. And when you are ready, come back and see if you don't rise up more rooted like a tree. And now for the tree. We're going to make a ribbon. And we'll put a wish on the ribbon. And it'll be very simple. Just take a piece of cloth, piece of paper, anything in the shape of a ribbon. Doesn't have to be a ribbon itself.
You can give them a minute to find one for themselves.
Oh, okay. We'll take a moment for you to find a ribbon and something to write with. Feel free to let us know when you're back.
And if they can't, they can replay the invocation later.
Okay. If you're not able to make a ribbon at this time, you're always welcome to come back and replay this, especially during the invocation, to bless the ribbon before we put it outside. At the end of this, what we'll do is we'll tie the ribbon to a tree. I'm sorry?
Why do we tie ribbons to trees? People would tie at sacred wells and springs.
Oh, yeah. It's been said that tying these ribbons to trees is usually done around sacred wells and other sources of sacred water. And we tie them so that it's close to these sacred sources, and thereby empowering them and hopefully making our wishes come true. So once you have the ribbon, I tried doing this earlier. It has been difficult. There we go. Some pens don't want to be written on. Well, anyway, go ahead, take your ribbon, make a wish of some kind, and just go ahead, write it down on the ribbon. Once you have the your wish written on your ribbon, go ahead, grasp it and hold it, and I will read an invocation so as to empower it. Dear Belenus, be sure you're holding the ribbon and hold it with meaning, please. Dear Belenus, bright one, shining one, great one, you whose light is unending, you whose warmth never ceases, you whose effort never wanes. Dear Belenus, great Belenus, I pray to you, shine upon me, bright one. Fuel my dreams, O shining one. Bless me with your light. Bless me with your love. Bless me with your energy, your strength, your passion. Transform me with your fire. Make me worthy of your light. Let me shine with infinite brightness and love as you do, Lord Belenus. Great Belenus, please bless me. Shine upon dreams, my fields, my flocks. Shine upon the earth and all its beasts. Chase away the darkness, great Belenus. Chase away the fears and doubts and cold. Chase away the darkness, great Belenus. Chase away the darkness with your never-ending light. And at this point, when we finish, feel free to go ahead and take this out to a nearby tree, tie it to the tree, and may your wishes come true. And that ends the service pretty much. Now for a couple announcements. Our next circle will be in June. We'll have a date posted.
It's already there.
Pardon me?
It's already on the event.
Oh, it's on the event list, and so feel free to look at it. If you have any questions, go ahead, post them this way, and I'll try to answer them before we sign off. And if there's no questions, let's call it a day. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we look forward to seeing you next time.